Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Will from WC Review. I know it's been a while since I put up some new content. I wanted to reach out. This is my latest acquisition, but certainly not the only thing I haven't talked about yet. But this is something that I think is really cool, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about it. It's the Strider .75 AR. I just got it. I really, really like it. I know most people, I've done my research. Whenever I'm waiting for a knife to arrive, I always do my research and look up, usually after I've purchased it, but that doesn't really matter to me. You can always return it, right? But obviously, people in the know, this is a knife completely designed by Strider, but manufactured by Medford. So it's sort of like a Stredford. And that's what my title is going to be for this knife. But it's 8 inches overall, 4.75 closed. The blade is 3.25 inches. It's 190 thousandths thick. It actually, it's hard to tell. The one thing I will say, when I first got it, it was smaller than I expected. But it's growing on me. I know my desk is such a shithole. It's just never going to change, so we're going to deal with it. It's PVD coated S45VN. Very good knife steel. The construction, I mean, look at the blade stop. It's just beefy. It's a hunker. Another fun thing about Medfords, if you've owned them, is breaking them in. They all come in stiff, but once you work it in, boy, here, hold on. Once you work it in, it is just like butter. It's such a pleasure. Check out the Proxima. I mean, I probably opened it and closed it 100,000 times, but it's just butter. No wrist action, no nothing. It is a pleasure. That is my other. I mean, I don't know if you could call this a Medford. It's a Strider. It's also my first Strider, and I'm very pleased with it. I like the knife a lot. It's a great it's perfect EDC size, right? Let's do some size comparisons with that in mind. The first thing that popped into my mind, size-wise, was the ZT 0350, right? The Tiger Stripe ZT. Now, this is another thing I haven't really, another thing I haven't really reviewed yet, but I love this knife. And it's also my first ZT. I passed by ZT a lot. Like, I looked at them, and I was just never really, like, interested. But when I got this knife, it is so tight, so snappy, and such high quality. I see why people go crazy over zero tolerance. It is an extremely well-made knife. I really, really dig it. I dug it so much that I went and got this used from Arizona Knives. It's Big Brother. I can't think of the 0305. I think that's the number for this. I don't know why, but whoever had this before must have sanded it down or did something with the Tiger Stripe finish. But I mean, check out the action on this thing. I mean, it's just opens and closes like butter. Another one that I sharpened this knife myself too. Did a damn good job, if I don't say so myself. It's sharp as shit. But again, size comparison. That was really more for my ZT spiel than it was size comparison. So I think another good knives to compare it to size-wise are the Chavez, the Redemptions. Sorry for all the camera shake. I can't help it. Again, these are a little bit longer, but I think they're in the same league. The ZT 0350 is really, me and Satu Dave would call these gentleman knives because he and I are both into the big bruisers. We were just talking about that stuff, the skikes and all that stuff. Just awesome knives. But all in about the 8 to 8.5 inch range. Just beautiful, well-made knives. I know Dave and a lot of people are not into the China knives. I wouldn't say I'm into them, but I mean, Riot, knives like that, I appreciate the quality. But I've been on a Medford streak lately, and I get it, man. There's just no comparison. The quality that Medford, and if you've ever gone to Medford University and watched the things that Greg puts the knives through, he goes above and beyond, and that's why you pay a premium. You know, these knives aren't cheap. And you know, I've kind of worked myself up. When I first started with knives, I'd look at a knife and I'd say, "Wow, that thing's $170." And now, you know, you think nothing of dropping $500 on a knife, and you know, I'm looking to drop another couple G's on another couple knives. I got my eye on a Ruckstead, and I think that might be my next endeavor. I don't know if I'm going to go with the Skyke. I got a great guy who's been nothing but awesome and patient, plethora of blades. Who I've been talking, you know, not talking shit, but talking about possibly buying a Skyke from him. And I know, you know, he's looking to sell it because he needs the dough at this time. I wish I could help him. Probably going to pass on that. But I'm still not sure. I don't know. So I just don't want to leave anyone hanging. But he's a great guy, and he's got a great collection too. But I really just wanted to showcase the Stredford, the Strider AR .75. It's a beautiful knife. It fits really good in the hand. A lot of people talk about this choil up front. I mean, I like to choke up. I mean, I have a Strider-like knife where you almost can't not choke up on it. This knife, if you choke up and you're not careful, you're going to cut the shit out of yourself on this little edge there. I know Sniper did a great job putting like a little tiny barrier there, so it's safer. But knives with a bigger choil. I mean, I have big hands. I'm like 2x, 3x size hands. So my fat finger doesn't really fit in there very well, but it fits very well in the hand. It's tight. There's no blade play. Again, it's still being worked in. I literally just got it. Little bit of blade stick. I know that too will dissipate as time goes on, but I'm very happy with the knife. I want to get another Strider. I know Steve from Scotch and Things has, you know, a Strider collection that is second to none. So there must be something special about him because his collection is also epic. And he has like 10 Striders. So I want to find out what's going on with the Striders. This one is definitely no disappointment. A little smaller than I would like, typically speaking, my style. But it's an everyday carry that I will keep for many years, I hope. But I've just begun selling some of my stuff too, and I'm enjoying the rotation. There's nothing like getting new knives. It's almost better than having them. Is the anticipation of searching for them, finding them, and buying them. That I really think that's better than actually having them. Is the hunt. So that's why it's fun to mix up your collection every now and again. So I'm going on and on and on. I know Satu Dave. I talk to him a lot. He mentions me in his videos. He's just such an awesome guy. He's another guy with an epic collection. Very talented machinist. So, like I said, it's a great community. I'm proud to be a part of it, and I hope to be for many years to come. So that's all I got to say about this. But I have plenty more content coming. So please hang in there. If you haven't subscribed, please help me. I'm just about to hit 100 subscribers. I'm really like flattered that 100 people actually give a rat's ass what I have to say. So I'm flattered. I love you guys. Thank you. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care. WC out.